Is the US government going to try and kill crypto once again? Is Larry Fink telling us to buy now? And so much more, guys. We got a lot to talk about today. Another exciting day in the crypto sphere. So yeah, let's first take a look at the price of Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's sitting around $34,000, and we've kind of just been hanging around here these past couple of days as we take a look. We had a couple red days, but I think it is looking pretty interesting. I'm not going to do technical analysis, but my outlook on the price right now is I'm glad it's holding up this level, and as we can see, there is support right here. Now, the next question is, are we just going to chop around here? Are we going to bump back down? Maybe we bump back down to this 31K level, go to the support. I think there's a possibility we see a higher low where we bump back down to 31K, and then we make our way up to 40K. But I guess we'll see. Let's take a look at the other prices. Ethereum kind of still been in the dumps. Let's take a look at the BTC ETH chart, ETH BTC chart. This is probably been one of the toughest charts in crypto right now. It looks like it's about to fall off a cliff, if I'm being real with you. Let's take a look at the stock market. The stock market has been completely dumping, which, I'm not, there's nothing wrong with seeing a little red in the stock market, especially when stocks were pumping like crazy and crypto wasn't pumping. That was a little worrisome for the crypto industry, but now we see stocks are dumping and crypto is pumping. And we also see that the dollar is, kind of hanging around this 106 level. But now let's take a look at CoinMarketCap. As we can see here, pretty much everything's, we got Solana at 7, Cardano at 8. Nothing's really moved in the past couple of days. Chainlink just passed up Polygon for that 12th spot. As we can see, Chainlink's been absolutely ripping lately. You guys already know about this. But now let's go into our first story of the day. Yesterday, U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis asked the Department of Justice to criminally charge Binance and Tether. Once again, further proving that politicians can, pretend to be friendly and all this, but at the end of the day, they are all feds. But let's take a look at what she had to say. First, let's take a look at the documents, actually. As you can see here, it says, "Dear General Gillard, we write to you in light of shocking reports that unregulated centralized crypto asset intermediaries based outside the United States have facilitated significant illicit finance activity over the past 2 years, including providing significant terrorism financing for Hamas's attack on Israel." And then she put out this on Twitter. "When it comes to illicit finance, crypto is not the enemy. Bad actors are. Based." But then she says this. "I sent a letter asking Doge to finish its investigation and consider criminal charges against Binance and Tether after reports they served as intermediaries for Hamas and engaged in illicit activities." And here's why that is so stupid. As Wendy O points out here, in first case number 1, she says, "Are you going to shut down all the banks that facilitate transactions for trafficking too instead of giving them a pass and a slap on the wrist?" As we can see here, JP Morgan pays $75 million to settle a lawsuit over Jeffrey Epstein ties. And then Yudi came in and said this too. "Great news. Are you going to ask the Doge to press charges against Barclays too?" In the same headline, "Israel freezes Barclays bank account linked to Hamas fundraising." Now here's my whole take on the whole situation. First of all, the most crime is done on Wall Street. I think we all know this by now, but there is a lot more crime and fraud that goes on in New York City and Wall Street than there is in the crypto industry. It's just, it's a legal crime, and then they get a slap on the wrist. So they'll commit billion-dollar crimes, or they'll be in some sort of scandal, and then they'll just get a slap on the wrist. The SEC or the Doge will come around and just say, "Hey, fine you a couple $1 million," which is literally nothing for them, and then they just carry on. And also, once again, with money in general, if money is used by good and bad actors. So in order for crypto to be mass adopted, bad people are going to have to use it. Now, I'm not saying, I honestly, we're not going to get political with the whole thing that's going on in the Middle East and bad guy, good guy, all that other shit, but everyone is going to use money. If Bitcoin is going to become mass adopted, if crypto is going to become mass adopted, everybody's going to use it. Kind of like the US dollar. People use the US dollar for bad things and good things. It's money. Good people use money, bad people use money. So I think the whole thing is stupid as hell. So Senator Lummis, that's some Fed activity. Not liking that at all. And also, once again, what do you think your bags are held up by? What do you think Bitcoin is held up by? Binance and Tether. Bro, if Binance and Tether go, then we will actually see 10K. They're not going to go, but hypothetically, Binance and Tether crash, we're going to 10K. Anyways, to our next story, take a look at this. FTX Sam Bankman-Fried trial is going on. This is pretty hilarious. Sam Bankman-Fried says he is not sure who decided to send stolen FTX customer funds to Alameda Research. What an absolute joke. I thought it was pretty funny. And then also, Sam Bankman-Fried yesterday said he believed it was legal to take FTX customer funds through Alameda Research. This man, like, he almost pulled off the biggest scheme of all time, and he just decided to be a complete degen. He had it all. He had all the politicians, all the money, all the market share, everybody, and just threw it all away because he couldn't fucking stop being a degen. And then to our next story, take a look at this. Yuga Labs won the lawsuit. Take a look at this. Ryder Rips and Pauly ordered to pay Yuga Labs over $1.5 million in damages, and they also must transfer control of the Ryder Rip / BAYC smart contract to Yuga. As you can see right here, conclusion: for all the foregoing reasons, the court finds that Yuga is entitled to recover $1.3 million in defendant's profits, $200K in statutory damages, a permanent injunction as described in Heron, and its attorney's fees and costs. It is so ordered. That's the conclusion. In addition, the injunction will require defendants to transfer control of RyderRipsBAYC.com, 8market.com, another website, the @8marketplace Twitter account, the @8marketbot Twitter account, and the Ryder Rip / BAYC smart contract. Pretty insane. As this guy says right here, they have to give over pretty much everything, and it looks like Yuga Labs came out with the W. So interesting stuff there. And to our next story, take a look at this. Federal debt held by the public is at an all-time high. Fucking pump it, bro. As this dude says here, pump it. New bull market confirmed. Take a look at this chart, though. Absolutely ridiculous. Guys, the world economy is a house of cards. And they are just continuing to kick the can further and further down the road. Nobody in DC is going to want to deal with this and try to sacrifice their whole career and their whole life, and maybe their whole party, to try and solve this shit. So they're just going to keep kicking the can down the road. And take a look at this. Another story from Unusual Wells. China's property sector is the single largest asset class in the world, and it's now bursting. We know China's had a lot of problems with their economy and everything, especially in the real estate sector. So interesting stuff going over there. And then take a look at this. Big news once again. SEC Chair Gary Gensler says the SEC has 8 to 10 filings on Bitcoin ETFs in front of the commission. Once again, we know that everybody on Wall Street, all these big players, all these guys are trying to get that spot Bitcoin ETF approved, and they're just pounding the drums on Gary. And eventually the SEC is going to have to budge. Sorry, Larry Fink and BlackRock run the game. And then take a look at this. Speaking of Larry Fink and BlackRock, Larry Fink recently said this. Investors should be putting at least 80% of their portfolios into stocks and hard assets. This is what I'm saying. You got to have exposure to this market, not financial advice. But what Larry Fink, this is the reality of crypto and really all the markets in general. It comes down to the big boys and the big players on Wall Street. If Larry Fink wants to pump it, he's going to pump it. Okay? And that's what's going on with crypto and Bitcoin right now. He has become a very vocal bull. That is the most bullish thing that could happen. The largest asset manager in the entire world is going on freaking CNBC and shilling our bags. I don't know how much more you could want. And I know a lot of people might hate on it and say, oh, well, they could take over crypto and take over Bitcoin and manipulate the markets. Guys, they're already manipulating the markets. And you know what the truth is? There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? You can sit there and cry, but these are the dudes with the money. And at the end of the day, why not get rich with them? Fuck it. It's like, are we just going to sit on the sidelines and cry and be like, oh, TradFi is doing this. Oh, they're manipulating the markets. Yeah, BlackRock is going to manipulate the market up and pump our bags. That's the reality of it. This is an institutional game now. This is a game about Elon Musk and Larry Fink and Michael Saylor and big boys. This ain't a game about, a bunch of, the degens do hold the line, but this is coming down to who's going to really move the markets, and it's these guys. And thankfully, they're on our side now, and I think we're going to see a mass influx of people and institutions coming to crypto in 2024, 2025. We're going to see, I believe, a massive bull market come out of this because, the SEC is going to have to budge. I think they're just waiting. I've said this before. I think the spot Bitcoin ETF is going to come out in 2024. I don't think it's going to come out this year. I think they're going to continue to delay it. And I think it'll probably happen around the halving. That's my guess. But at the end of the day, we don't know. And I can't predict it. I don't know what's going on in Washington. Neither do you. Neither does anybody. We're not Larry Fink. So that's all we got for today's video, guys. A lot of interesting stuff. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, and also make sure to go follow me on Twitter. First link in the description. We're most active on Twitter. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching.